When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings! You're watching Septum Sen versus the World. I'm Septum Sen. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Hey.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Oh, yeah.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh, boy.
Alright. So, what do you got?
All right. So, this week I have a very definite theme for my stuff. And my first item does not follow that theme.
Oh, good.
And this is one he gave me last week in preparation for an upcoming Movies Galore discussion. It had got the Tremors Attack Pack with 4 Tremors. And then also Tremors Bloodlines, the 5th one.
Hasn't been opened even.
I know. So, 5 Tremors movies. I can hardly wait.
You're only missing one of them.
Really? There's another one?
There's a 6th one.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah, there's a TV series.
Oh, yeah, there is, isn't there?
But who knows? Maybe you'll like it watching it again.
Yeah.
I find them very entertaining movies. I've enjoyed them as sort of lighthearted comedy horror films.
So we got Tremors, Tremors 2, Aftershocks, Tremors 3, Back to Perfection, Tremors 4, The Legend Begins, and then, of course, Tremors 5, Bloodlines. So, yeah, I have a vague recollection of having seen the first one most of the way through. I don't know if I even saw it the whole way through. But, again, upcoming Movies Galore discussion. Yep. Looking forward to revisiting that one. November will, in general, be a fun month, I think, for our movie discussions. And I am looking forward to them.
I think so. Yep. Alright, my first one up is an anime that I got off of the Sentai sale. And that is Gourmet Girl.
Oh, that one.
Now, I don't know much about this one.
Food porn.
And I like anime about food and cooking. So, I mean, I love Food Wars. I need to try and watch more on that, but I have to watch it on the free version of Crunchyroll. But I don't know. I just don't feel like it. There's a problem when you stop watching a series after a while, then you kind of lose the interest in trying to grab at it again sometimes.
That's what happened to me with this one. I watched it about halfway through. I kind of drifted away. Never got back to it.
There's sort of a momentum to some of these shows. Shonen shows especially for me, because you pick up the momentum and then you can start rolling with it.
Right.
But if you stop the momentum, it's really hard to get back into it.
Sometimes.
One Piece, Naruto, Dragon Ball, all of them are like that for me.
I went on a far too long hiatus with Kimi ni Todoke, and I restarted last night. So hopefully I'll get that momentum going.
Hey, you might be able to finish it by the NIS collection thing at the end of the month.
That is my goal. So.
Yep, that's all I got on that one.
Right. So, at any rate, now begins my theme. And my theme is, I'm going to be working on a different format this week than what we normally do. CDs.
Woo!
I've been doing a lot of these lately, but I've been getting a lot lately. The first one I'm going to do is In Studio at WNRN Volume 7. Basically, we have a local, semi-local, based I think out of Charlottesville, public music station, WNRN, that is freaking awesome. I've become a big fan lately, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to actually do the long-term donation thing, be a sustaining member. Basically, I looked at it as kind of like with Kickstarter things, like I get to be a financier. It's kind of fun. But this has some really, 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 really random stuff on it. And I don't know all these people, although I'm getting to know them through the station. Some of them I know better than others, but you got tracks here by Frank Turner, Cordova's Phosphorescent, Lily and Madeline, Sean McConnell, Illiterate Light, Charlie Crockett, Blue Highway, Strong Water, Brett Dennen, Free Union, The Lone Bellow, Minor Poet, Amos Lee, and the Marcus King Band. And like I said, at least half of them I'm relatively familiar with at this point.
Not any of them.
But this was one of the, perks of basically signing up, whatever you want to call it. But I'm like, this is cool. I'm happy to have it. I'll be happy to listen to it.
Get your free Disney Movie Club DVD in the mail.
Yeah, that one.
Well, this next one, Dustin was talking about it on the Crypt of Horrors, and if you haven't signed up for the channel, he doesn't update very, what's the word? He doesn't use much of a schedule. But when he does, he shows off some pretty cool pickups. So it's some pretty interesting stuff when you do get the stuff that he updates. So it's kind of worth it, and you can catch up pretty easily. If you're like me, it makes it a lot easier because you get that little bushel of stuff, and you can have it run out for a while. But he talked about this pickup, and Best Buy had run a sale on it, and I said, I could go and get that on that sale. So I picked that up with 2 other things, and those other things are going to be later. But this one, however, is right now, and that is the Banana Splits movie. Of course, the Banana Splits were a show, I believe, by Sid and Marty Krofft back in the time of strangeness, where you had these kind of like critters in the outfits in a band, like they all were. But this time they're killing people. And that might as well have a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, because this is pretty much what it is. So I want to see this. It's right down my alley. I've just got a taste for odd humor. So I will be watching this, hopefully in the near future. I can't watch it with my wife because she'd hate this sort of stuff, but I love this. I could eat this up. I could watch this all day.
Who would need a Banana Splits anyway?
Hey, banana splits are actually pretty good.
My next up,
Bananas and ice cream? Oh yeah.
next up is a group that I had already been introduced to before I switched radio stations, because they were playing them on the modern rock station that I listened to, but they continued playing them on the new one. And I am I'm becoming a big fan of this group too, and I was shocked to find out that one of my brothers actually loves the same group. Not totally shocked, because his taste in music has always tended decent, but his willingness to play the same song over and over and over and over and over and over again was not decent. It was torture.
I know what brother that is.
Yes. But I'm talking, of course, about the group known as the Revivalists. This album is called Men Amongst Mountains.
Is that Christian rock or?
No. This is modern rock. And the song specifically that I loved that is on this one is called I Wish I Knew You, which is a great video. It's the band is playing at a high school reunion, like 50-year reunion or something. And you see this old dude and this old woman who kind of meet and dance and whatever. And the whole thing is like, I wish I knew you when I was young and all that kind of stuff. It's a really effective video, and I loved it. But I'm becoming a big fan of this group. Change was a great song, but that's on a different album, unfortunately. But this does have a lot of good stuff. I'm looking forward to listening to it. This and the next 2, actually, I was trying to order a shower curtain off of Amazon. And it gets really funny.
Shower curtain rock.
I had no idea. I ended up ordering one from China. We were wondering why it took so long to arrive. But I thought that I could build an order to get my free shipping. I didn't realize the curtain was not part of the free shipping. I misread it. It was a Prime only sort of thing. It's very misleading sometimes. So that's why I started putting CDs on the order. And then when I realized my mistake, I was like, damn it, I put all this work into getting these great CDs. I'm just going to get some CDs. So that's what this and the next two are for. But, yeah.
This next one has been on my list for a while, and I finally got it really, really cheap when Sentai was just basically trying to get rid of all their DVDs.
Ah.
And that would be the Gwen Saga.
I don't know if I've gotten that one yet.
It's one that's been on my radar for a long time. So this is volume 1. They've got a combined set if you're looking for that, and they got it on Blu-ray. Well, that's not so bad. I like the covers. And it looks like a fantasy style. I mean, this is set 2. It looks kind of cool. I like fantasy anime for the most part. And this is not the kind that was like the current fantasy anime, which is all fan servicey and kind of devoid of original plot. But this I'm curious about. So I will be checking this out. I mean, it's 26 episodes. Who knows when, but I will be.
The way that looks like it blends high fantasy and like people like anthropomorphic.
So probably like a furry community type thing.
Well, no, it kind of reminds me of. I've been reading a comic series from Image Comics called Monstrous, and it's really good, really good series, and that just kind of reminded me of it. But Monstrous is dark. I don't know if that one's that dark, but we'll see. Anyway, my next one I'm very excited about. This is someone I was introduced to by a WNRN that I was introduced via 2 songs. The first one I heard it and I just sat there and listened to it and said, "Holy crap! This guy doesn't mince words." It's the and that was a song called "This Land." But then I've heard a song called "When I'm Gone" that is just absolutely phenomenal. And this is they're both by this guy whose name is Gary Clark Jr. And the album is called "This Land."
That's a cool cover.
And it is. It's a really neat little album here. But This Land is basically a politically charged diatribe about the current state of affairs. It's not a happy-go-lucky song, but when I'm Gone is like old school sort of R&B, kind of like what do I want to say? Kind of like mix of like Temptations, Hot Chocolate kind of.
So it's like Hank Williams Jr.?
Oh, hell no.
Well, he's politically charged.
Very different musically. But like I said, I haven't heard much of the album so far, but if those 2 songs are any indication, this is going to be a pretty kick-ass CD.
All right. This next one is one from David Sterling's group. Everybody loves David Sterling. Well, if you don't, you should. If you like B-movies, you should check out David Sterling. I've got reviews for quite a few of them. I did a recent review going over all 5 Things movies. Some I really liked, some not so much. And of course, if you haven't been reserving money like I have, you need to be, because they're doing a Camp Blood box set this Black Friday. I got a lot going Black Friday. A lot of stuff that's coming up. Tammy and the T-Rex is coming out. Oh, there's just so much to put money on, unfortunately. But this is Bloody Nun. There's actually a sequel that I think is either out or coming out. I have wanted to see this for a while. Of course, these aren't going to be the highest rated, but it does look entertaining. It's got Cool Duder in it. I've enjoyed most of these types of films. Some of them have been grating on me, but most of them are just fun. Just plain fun films.
Okay.
And this one was, I'm sure this one will be a fun film.
Okay. My next up is apparently a compilation album from an artist that we both enjoy, and I know that we have one of her albums. Most of them have not been released here. This is someone I'm still waiting to hear on WNRN, so, if anyone from that channel is listening, you should give this person a go. I'm speaking, of course, of Megumi Hayashibara.
No way. And
Our
no way.
our favorite, one of our favorite seiyuu. Also, in terms of just the
Yeah.
music, she's a great singer. She, of course, a great voice actress who's done a lot of work for played Ranko Saotome and Rei Ayanami, Lena Inverse. Wow, a little brain fart there. Faye Valentine, and she did music for a lot of stuff like Slayers. She did all the themes for Slayers.
Okay.
This includes a lot of her famed stuff. I know Treater Goblins was from Magic. Was it Abenabashi Magical Shopping Arcade?
Okay.
Abenabashi. I can't remember all of the songs that are on here, and since they're written in kanji,
Yeah, I've got
some
two
of
of
them
her
are.
albums.
Yeah.
But sitting somewhere in the
Right.
CD stacks.
but this one is every now and then she gets one dressed up and made a little bit more intended for international consumption. One of them we have, Enfleurage was one of those, but this one is like that. And it's called Center Color. And I on a whim, I was like, what can I find by Megumi Hayashibara? And this turned out to be the winner. I haven't heard it yet. I've heard Treater Goblins, and I think I've heard a couple of the others. So I'm looking forward to going through that. She occasionally does the thing of doing the kind of high, kind of childish voices. Usually when it fits the song, but that can get annoying. But when she's just letting loose and singing, she does have a great voice, and I'm looking forward to that. It's going to be fun.
Well, my next one is another two-fer, which is
Two
the
for
second,
what?
first and second season. Which the first season is Haruka Nogizaka's Secret. Wait, that's the second one.
No.
Yeah, that's the first one. And I've seen this season. Essentially, you've got this really popular rich girl at school. She's this elegant flower type. And the guy here finds out that secretly she is an otaku. And he helps her get anime stuff. It is an enjoyable series. I really liked this series. I watched it online and back when downloading was a thing. And then, of course, I have not seen the sequel series, which is also available. I got these pretty cheaply. Discotheque. I had to get them. I had to get them when they came out because I really loved the series, the first one. So I'm hoping the second one is as good.
Good times. All right, and my last one is one that I could just kick myself for taking so long on this one. I have no excuse. I'm ashamed. But when I went to look it up on Amazon, I was like, holy crap, is this out of print already? It's like insanely expensive, and I don't know why. So basically, probably my favorite group. I have several that I very much like. Carbon Leaf, Tom Petty, some good stuff. But probably my favorite group is a trio of weirdos from South California called Nickel Creek. And they did 3 studio albums and the greatest hits and then went on hiatus. They did the Farewell for Now tour. And Sean and Sarah Watkins, siblings, did the Watkins Family Hour, and then they both did their own solo projects. And now Sarah's in a girl band trio called I'm With Her, with Sarah Jarosz and Aoife Donovan. And Pristile became the new host of Prairie Home Companion until all that stupid stuff went down. And now it's called Live From Here because of stupid issues. But they briefly got back together for about 2 or 3 years ago and did a brief tour and put out another album called A Dotted Line. And now they've gone back into doing their own various things. From what I understand, they'll probably pop back together now and then. You know, they haven't really split. You know, they just kind of
Do their thing.
They do so much. Like Thiele also has been doing solo albums all along.
Mm-hmm.
He's also in a group called the Punch Brothers. They're busy folks. But they
You got
are.
to see them live too, didn't you?
I have seen them several times live. I did not get to see them on this tour, unfortunately, but I have seen them several times. They do one hell of a show, and and they have certain quirks that I enjoy. They usually do an acoustic encore, which is very cool. Most of the venues I've been at, they encourage people to get close to the stage, and they do an acoustic encore. They were really good about meeting people afterwards, although Sean was less about that than the other two were.
Yeah.
And of course, that also depends on the venue and all that kind of stuff, you know. But all three of them are brilliant musicians. They're very, very, very talented songwriters. Just fun people. If you ever do get a chance to see any of them in performance, in concert or whatever, or see Thiele's show, I would recommend it. They definitely do. They are entertainers. They know how to entertain. But I cannot believe I did not jump on this album when it came out. And they happen to have one copy at my local Barnes & Noble. So I'd rather pay $19 than, I think the cheapest I saw on Amazon was like $120.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Yeah, just get it online.
definitely, yeah.
Give them more money for
Oh,
it.
and Destination has actually been played on WNRN.
Oh.
And there's a song on here called Hayloft. They put out a music video for that that's like the weirdest freaking thing. It's great.
I'll admit, music is one of those that has definitely been dying as an art form on physical media. Though, it has been making a comeback on vinyl,
It has.
strangely enough.
There are people who swear by vinyl, and, you know, whatever. More power to you.
So this one here was $24 at Best Buy, at which point I said, heck no, and I don't know why it was $24 and stayed there for a while. But then I saw it one day for $10. And I'm like, Steelbook for $10 of a movie I need.
Okay.
Okay. And we're talking about Buckaroo Banzai Across the Eighth Dimension.
Oh, wow.
I never understood why this, of all things, stayed $24 for so long.
That hasn't been out that long, has it?
It's been out for at least a year in this release.
Because I feel like we presented this. Did we not?
Well, a year ago is not that far ago.
That's true. It seems like.
I mean, it's a 1984 film. I have not seen it. My father has seen it back in the day. I need to see it. It's a kind of a thick. I mean, you could feel that. It's definitely got more than one disc in it. It's two discs.
Yes. Well, yeah, it's a 2-disc. Yeah.
But you can feel that. That's got some weight to it. It's a shout release, I believe, and that's probably why it stayed so expensive. Actually,
John Lithgow and Christopher Lloyd, Jeff Goldblum, Ellen Barkin.
It's one that I
Ronald
had
Lacey?
to get because it's just a pedigree.
Isn't that something?
It is. It is. That is
Actually,
an awesome one.
notable on this one, and tune in if you haven't already for this week's Movies Galore. We'll be discussing the wonderful Raiders of the Lost Ark. The dude that plays the Peter Lorre type Nazi in there is Ronald Lacey. They talk about in the previews about how he had basically quit acting and was working as a manager when he was hired for that role. And he was so popular in the role, they gave him more roles, including apparently this one.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, that's all of our pickups today.
Yeah.
I hope you've enjoyed this video. Of course, if you've enjoyed what you've seen here today, hit that like button. Of course, subscribe to us and share, because sharing is a Karen.
Indeed. And
So-
tune in for our Criterion video this
Oh,
week.
yeah. So we'll be releasing one
Yes.
for Friday. Yeah. Off the Halloween trail onto the top 10 trail. Maybe one day back to the Vlogcast trail.
Woohoo!
But we'll get there.
At that point, I don't even know how we'll get caught up with everything we watched.
It's just gonna be one long like review session every week, an hour of reviews.
Nah, we'll try not to.
So
Okay.
we will see you on the next one.
Bye.